Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And obviously, man, folks, we got a hell of a show for y'all today. Y'all don't want to miss this one. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Let's get into this topic here. So we got a lot of things that we need to discuss. So recently, some photographs went viral of LeBron James sitting on a yacht in Saint-Tropez with Nikola Jokic's agent and his business partner and friend, Maverick Carter, about them essentially trying to launch a new league that would compete with the NBA. Now, some of us have speculated, okay, well, why is this happening? Right? Because we've always known that LeBron always wanted a team to be an owner in the NBA. So why would you do something in terms of creating a product that would now compete with a league that you wanted to be a part of, right? Which then began to lead to a lot of speculation, justifiably. So what happened? This morning, I came across a video that was published from Fox Sports Radio featuring Doug Gottlieb. And the video says this: LeBron's $5 billion league meeting means loyalty ends at his inner circle. So I clicked on the video and it says LeBron attempts power play on the NBA. So I clicked on the video to hear what Doug had to say. And folks, essentially what Doug is saying here is that LeBron James is doing this to essentially hold the NBA hostage to give him essentially what he wants, which is his own NBA team when they expand. For those of you who didn't hear what he had to say, I want to play for you now. I want you guys to get your popcorn ready because it's crazy. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Doug had to say here.
But I have a hypothesis that I'd like to share with you, and you tell me if it makes sense. Okay? Chris Perfett, by the way, is filling in for Dan Byers here. Hey, welcome in, Chris. Of course, you got Iowa Sam and my man Jay Stu. Okay. So I think most people who watch and cover the NBA are familiar, and some people are not, that LeBron James has made it very, very clear he not only wants to own an NBA team, he wants to own a Vegas expansion team. Vegas expansion team. And many of you are driving along, you're sitting in your cubicle, you're listening to the DG show, maybe you're listening to us on the app, and you're like, yeah, I remember something about that. Okay, so I think, first of all, this meeting very easily could have happened in secret and no one knows about it. Why would somebody take a picture and then put it out on social media? Because they want you to know it's happening, right? That's inarguable. I don't have to talk to somebody in LeBron's camp or Jokic's camp to know that the reason it was out on social media is they want you to know it's happening. Why would they want you to know it's happening? Well, there's only two possible reasons. One, LeBron was told he's not getting a team, which is altogether possible, maybe even likely, because as deep as LeBron's pockets are, they're not that deep. They're not that deep. The LeBron being worth $1 billion, it sounds good. It's very likely to not be real because I'm sure a lot of it is tied up in Nike stock and in other stocks. Not that that doesn't count in terms of your evaluation, but I think a lot of it is based upon his personal brand, his personal value. Not how much actual cash he has or how many actual assets he has and whether or not those assets equal out to $1 billion. And remember, NBA teams, we just watched the Lakers go for $10 billion. Billion. So I know NBA players, and LeBron seems to be the richest of them, but that pales in comparison to the guys that are in the financial markets. Right. So there's one of only two possibles that I've come up with. Either one, he was told he's not getting a team, and this is his way of going, or two, he wants to leverage his way to getting a team, and the only way to get leverage is if you don't give me this team, I'm going to go out and form this other league that's going to be in competition with you. With the hopes of ultimately getting a team that way. That's the only two possible solutions I can think of, or reasons I can think of, why LeBron would not only have this meeting. Having the meeting, you can take a meeting with anybody, but why do you want to take a picture of it? Why do you want people to know what it was about? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to include Nikola Jokic's agent in it? It's pretty obvious, right? that this is, I'm sure they're going to sell it as, this is our next step. This is what we do after we retire. Is we own NBA teams. We force expansion into Europe by putting together teams in Europe, and then ultimately they join the NBA. Or maybe it's because we make them pay us. We make them give us a seat at the table. Or maybe it's an FU. The issue with any league outside of the NBA in comparison to golf is golfers, outside of their sponsorship money, if they don't play well on Thursday and Friday, they don't get paid. They don't get to hang around for Saturday and Sunday. Whereas NBA players, they're plenty well compensated. And oh yeah, by the way, that money is based upon TV deals. And a new league wouldn't have enough teams, nor would have the star power to have those big TV deals. And if the sale was, hey, we're going to launch with LeBron James, the problem is that by the time LeBron James' contract expires, say they start a new league, and he is the centerpiece of it. He'll be 41 years old. And he'll be playing against rummies. And it will diminish all the things he did in the NBA. It just will. That's the reality to it. Okay? It'll diminish what he's done in the NBA. And the last part, and maybe the most important part to it, that this is my takeaway. And it may not sit well with you, but I know it to be reality. Which is, LeBron has never cared about Laker fans or being a Laker. He clearly doesn't care about being a Miami Heat. And very likely doesn't care about being a Cleveland Cavalier and what all that represents, because he left there twice. And conducting such a meeting and allowing your agent with a firm that you started to tweet out that picture showing that you're trying to do harm to the league that has helped make you into a billionaire only shows that LeBron James cares only about the relationships of people he knew in high school, and that's it.
Excellent. So you heard what he had to say. Now, I want to, before we get into his comments, I just want to buffer what he had to say with an article here from The Guardian. It says, LeBron James and Nikola Jokic reportedly meet over $5 billion upstart rival NBA team. It says a high-profile meeting last week in France between LeBron James, his business partner Maverick Carter, and Nikola Jokic's agent was about plans for a new $5 billion international basketball league, according to a report by Front Office Sports, which cited multiple sources familiar with the matter. The proposed league, spearheaded by Carter, would feature 6 men and 6 women teams that travel to 8 global cities in a touring format inspired by Live Golf and Formula One. The league aims to offer players equity stakes, something NBA rules currently prohibit for active athletes. Nikola Jokic's agent, a powerful figure in the European basketball, posted a photo of the meeting on Instagram over the weekend. The caption tagged in Saint-Tropez teased, "The summer of 2025 is perfect time to make big plans for the fall of 2026." The photo fueled speculations about a potential team up between James and Jokic, but sources confirmed to Front Office Sports the meeting was unrelated to the NBA. It then continues on. Carter began pitching the league earlier this season, with Bloomberg reporting in January that he is seeking to raise $5 billion in funding. It then goes on a little bit further. It says, unlike the NBA adjacent unrivaled league, which allows dual participation, Carter's venture is expected to require full-time commitments, effectively ruling out NBA participation unless the league rules change. The NBA, meanwhile, is pursuing its own expansion into Europe. Commissioner Adam Silver and Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum met with the UK Prime Minister in London last week to discuss plans for a Europe-based NBA league in partnership with FIBA. So, what Doug is saying is this guy's trying to hold the NBA hostage for them to basically give him what he wants. And if they don't do that, he's going to create a rival league to compete with the NBA, which has its own talent, because mind you, the NBA doesn't allow its players to play in the NBA and play in other leagues concurrently. You can play in certain tournaments, but not the same at the same time. They're also planning on poaching away some talent that would have probably gone to the NBA, but they're now going to go to this league because they want to offer equity as well. And Doug is saying this guy's planning on holding the NBA hostage. Folks, you can't make it up. You cannot make this stuff up. LeBron is, this dude ain't none to play with. After all of the twerking and hollering and screaming and all of the honey that's been bought, spent, spilt, he gonna turn around and do him like that. Son, LeBron James ain't nothing to play with, bro. This dude is a savage. This is savagery. This dude is a barbarian. Yo, that's unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section. We're going to catch you on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.